No, nope, still connecting. Hold on. There.
Oh, there we go. It's live. Okay, welcome everybody to the TNT podcast with these random memes that pop up on screen here, Francis Opus. We have the tech boys, Sam, Tuna, and Mike in the house today, and Delvon will be along shortly. So another big week, guys, in tech, and I think we can all agree Samsung's had a little bit of heat this week. Their PR person must be making their paycheck after the revelation. And well, let's start with this: the revelation that Samsung's moon photos that the S23 Ultra is known for.
Wait,
are AI assisted.
Oh my god!
I already knew this. Wasn't this revealed around S21 days?
Yes, exactly. So right now, for those of you who are a little maybe unfamiliar, have been out of tune this week, Samsung copped a lot of flack for someone on Reddit who had basically broke down their technology that comes with taking photos of the moon. Essentially what it's doing, just in the most layman's terms, is that they're taking your photo of the moon and using AI to make it pretty. So not a legitimate, genuine photo of the moon that you see through the lens finder. It's not the, camera lens or the prowess of the hardware necessarily. It's a little bit of AI trickery / tweaking to get the perfect moon photo.
Fake.
Okay, so there were a lot of people online this week who were very, very, very unhappy with this revelation, saying that it's fake, Samsung's cheating their consumers. I wanted to get a feeling from you guys about how you guys feel about Samsung's trickery. Or is this just the state of smartphones today? Tuna, what do you think, buddy?
I think this is all a crock of shit. To be honest with you, every phone uses AI. I mean, I know they brought up Huawei years ago, but Huawei was actually replacing the moon with a picture of a moon. This is using AI enhancement. And it's one of the most minor features. Yes, they spent some time on it, and they've done since the 21, but it's not like the main reason you buy a Samsung S20 whatever Ultra is because it takes moonshots. It's a neat feature. I mean, I've tried to take one with my Pixel 7 Pro, and it doesn't look as good. Obviously, it doesn't use the same AI fake trickery, whatever you want to call it. But aren't we in a world where ChatGPT and Bing and everyone's using AI anyway? So to me, it's not a big deal. Now, if they were taking that picture and replacing it 100% with a real moon picture that wasn't even there,
like Huawei was.
I'd have a totally different opinion. But I think this is bull crap. I think it's just, and I don't know how many I mentioned to a couple people around me, and no one even knew what the hell I was talking about. So I don't think it's widespread in the general public. It's more a tech thing. And the more and more I sit around on Twitter, the more toxic tech Twitter has been especially about this kind of stuff. Goodness. It drives me insane. It's like, can't we just be happy about a good phone that's come out? No, it's got to have issues. No phone's perfect. That's me.
The S23 Ultra would be perfect if it had a micro SD card slot.
Nah. Yeah,
no phones have that anymore. Unfortunately,
I don't think we're ever going to see that ever again.
You know what's sad?
That might be
is these budget phones that cost $100 have headphone jacks and SD card slot. It makes no sense to me.
And the Galaxy A54 will have like 2-day battery life. That's nice. And a micro SD card.
I saw that. I saw that today. They released the A54, which was the somewhat popular, I guess, successor to the A53. Off the top of my head,
I used to have an A74 5G, so it's good.
Okay. Now, just getting back to the moon photos for a second, Mike, I know you're really big into photography, and I know you're really big into Samsung and stuff right now. Is it trickery or is it magic?
Magic. I don't know about to get it.
So I think the more important side of the discussion is transparency when it comes to marketing, because they kind of did market it as this thing, and then it came out later that they were using some sort of enhancement. They're doing basically, they're stacking images is what they're doing. And so in order to, when you have low light, you stack images anyways, but they're just doing that so that they can take smaller segments of it and get it in focus. And there's some sort of, like, they're cranking up the brilliance and they're altering some effects on it. But I think if they had come out and said it, so some of the great comparisons of I'm gonna go international a little bit. Vivo has like a moon mode, but they straight
Yeah.
up tell you what it's doing, and some of these other companies do that, and I think that's what it's more of a conversation because Samsung is big, and it's a conversation of transparency, and they haven't been transparent about other things in the past, and so I think
Yeah.
this is just kind of a one more thing they haven't been transparent about. I really couldn't care more or less. Now, the thing where people compare it to HDR is a little bit or like portrait mode is a little bit misleading because those are things
Yeah.
that actually, like, it's using actual data that was there, where this is kind of replacing some of the pixels with. So then you get into the whole ethical discussion. And in particular, I
Yes.
think that one of the things that I keep bringing up about why smartphones will never replace the traditional camera is photojournalism because you're not allowed to have an image that's altered at all. You can edit, like crop in, as long as you're
Yes.
not changing the story, but you can't really do much beyond that. So even things like exposure has to be pretty close. So you'd be using pro
Yes.
mode. You're not allowed to like alter the colors. You're not allowed to do anything. So for those people, I think it's a huge, and still a huge segment of photography. And then you just have for people like me who I might convert an image to black and white, but I'm not going. And I've had fun with like the Magic Eraser, but I'm not doing
Yes.
like if I was hired by a company and they said, okay, we want you to do smartphone images for them, I might do that as a demonstration of a mode. But
Yeah.
me, I don't believe in like removing stuff. So like if there's a natural scene, I might step closer to like if there's junk in the foreground that I don't want in the scene, I might step closer or tilt my camera up, but I'm not going to take a photo and then strip things out. That's just my kind of ethical, philosophical idea of
Yeah.
photography
And
because
that's fair.
there's a traditional photography in that essence, and then there's new stuff. So I think I posted a question on Twitter, and it'd be interesting to see people's replies, and it was about when do we cross that line when it comes to ethics in photography? Because a lot of what we're doing was done manually before HDR. We've been doing image
Yes.
stacking for years. Even Magic Eraser stuff,
Yeah.
realistically, they've been doing by just covering part of an image when they expose the photo. These are all things that have been done back in film days. But when you start
Yeah.
crossing the line, like I was joking, we're gonna end up with like ex-wife mode, where whenever you are like have to be around your ex, you take the photo because you're being nice for your kids, but it's gonna like remove
Yeah.
the person automatically for us
Yeah.
eventually.
Take
Like
them out.
not later, but like as you take the photo, you just click on a subject and you're like, I don't want that there or whatever. But I think that's the border that we're teetering on. Even like Tuna said, Chat GPT. Problem with that is a lot of the information that comes up, you still have to proofread on. So it gives you a starting point. It's kind of like Wikipedia. You
Yeah.
go to Wikipedia and you can get information, but then you got to go have your sources. You're taking
Yeah.
you're taking college courses or high school courses or whatever they are, and your lit teacher tells you to write a paper. Well, you have to show your sources. You have to have like MFA and all the different, sourcings
Yeah.
for that. It's the same thing with this, and I think that's the importance of it is more like what point do people consider it altering versus enhancing, and that's really the significance with this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you look at it this way, I mean, if you think about Google, right? So Google tends to be the pioneer of post photo editing. Now, is it really that much different for us to go, well, I don't like all of these people in my photo, let's erase them all and make it look like they were never there, versus something that happens before you take the photo? And what that really boils down to is this discussion of, is it okay to tweak or edit or alter a photo pre-photo more so than post-photo? I mean, if you think about every photographer, Delvon's not here, but he's about to join us. Let me just add him in here. Speak of the devil, Delvon, just talking about photography here, buddy. How you going?
Hey, good.
We heard you knew
So,
a few things
Delvon,
about photography. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard some good things.
A little bit.
So, Delvon,
What's good?
I'm just asking a question here. So, we're talking about the moon photos, of course, right? And we're talking about that versus what Google's doing with post-photo editing, like, Magic Eraser, etc. What's your stance on this concept of, is it okay to edit a photo pre-shot versus post-shot, or is it the same thing?
I'm gonna put it like this, though. People are blowing it up too much. It's no different than taking a JPEG and taking a picture with any regular camera because there's always going to be post processing in it. And if you think about it, on our phones, like an iPhone, a Samsung phone, a Pixel phone, there's beauty modes, there are enhanced modes,
Yes.
and they automatically apply filters to them. That is no different than them creating texture on the moon. It just doesn't make sense that people are like really blowing this up. At first, everyone was like, it's swapping with a moon picture that's not the actual moon. But then we found out that it's actually taking the exact picture that you have and enhancing it. That I don't even know why that's even up for discussion at that point. I mean, who cares? Even if it was swapping the moon, why is that important? Why is that such a big headline that, they're, you know what I'm saying, about that? That is the least concern of when people buy that phone. They're not buying that for moonshots. Because if you really are serious about moonshots, you're not buying a $1,200 phone. You're probably buying a $2,500 camera with a $2,500 lens that can actually take better moon pictures.
Or a telescope.
So, I don't know. Or a telescope. Or something that's not that, So, I think they're blowing it up too much. I've tried to stay out of the discussion on Twitter, because it's just, to me, it's just outright.
It's out of control.
Yeah, and it's sad because like the people that's complaining about it or talking about it the most is like iPhone users, somebody who would never ever buy a Samsung phone. Like, why do they care the most?
It seems like when Samsung does anything, it's like this. I shouldn't say just Samsung. It's like the guy just made a comment. The yellow iPhone came out and the whole world stopped turning because it's a yellow iPhone. But Samsung uses AI on a moonshot and it's the end of the effing world. It blows my mind how, and I'm not saying it's iPhone fans. I don't know. It just seems like what Delvon said was, they have this AI enhancement, which every effing phone does nowadays. They might not have been as transparent. Who cares? You can go to the website and read all about how it's done. It's been posted in Korean and people can translate it. I think it's way overdone. But what makes me mad the most is when I used mine to zoom in, I actually found that the moon was made of cheese. Now I'm upset because it's really not. It was all AI. It's all fake.
Right.
It pissed me off. I got real hungry for a little bit. Uh-oh, Sam's coming.
Yeah, hey, man. I would have went over and grabbed
Here we go.
cheese, man.
And I'm going to say this, and this is present company excluded, so... Do you honestly think your fucking handheld phone is taking a picture of the moon that's 200,000 fucking miles away? I mean, seriously?
100%.
No telephoto lens, no hardware, no nothing. You're just going to point your fucking phone to the sky and go, it's going to take a great picture. Just like a moon. And plus, here's another thing. Folks, it's the moon. It's a subject that's been taken. And here's the thing. You're only ever going to take one side of it. Ever. Yes. You're never going to take the other side. It's dark because it's tidally locked, right? It's like, it's the same thing. It's like, I don't understand it. And again, it's like, it's one of those things where Android users go, iPhone users go, But here's the thing. Apple users like their yellow iPhone. They don't give a shit if it's yellow. It's all the Android people going, well, they're talking about a yellow Android. Can we please stop?
It's always the opposite side that care the most. It's always the opposite side.
It's so predictable now. It's so predictable how people are going to react. You don't even need a text space.
Yeah,
you just don't anymore. It's like, you know what's going to happen.
You can guess.
You don't have to. No, it's scientifically proven. If it's if they came out of the yellow Android device, all Apple people they're just copying Apple, right? Yeah. And then it's like all the commentary now about anything is so predictable. It's like a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this AI camera though is it kind of like beer goggles? If you're zooming in, if you're at a bar far away and you're zooming, man, does it make that person, whether it's a guy or a girl, look? I mean, hey, there's a benefit. I'm just messing. Sorry.
No, I just like I said,
this is what we really need to talk about.
The dark side of the moon, huh?
The dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know, man, I'm not old. I'm not going to be around. I'm old, so I'm not going to be around long enough when they actually have like commercial flights to the moon. You can like, hey, by the way, we're going to the dark side of the moon. Take a look. Here already, right? Yeah. Maybe other people in the chat. I mean, maybe be alive.
I want sun shots. I want a sun shot next year.
Yeah, I just like I said,
everyone's gonna go blind because they're gonna be staring at the sun.
It's much to do about nothing, and it's like, come on. I mean, can we just like?
And my thing is like, what is also the difference if the phone is actually enhancing that moon for you, right? What is the difference between you paying for a photographer for family photos and he's enhancing those photos? Like, what is the difference? You have AI doing it, or you have someone manually doing it. It doesn't matter. It's getting the results that you want. That's what should matter in the end. Even if Samsung is doing that with AI, which I can see that a lot in the future, a lot of AI is going to be taking over like photography at some point, right? Not saying it's going to completely take it away, but it's going to be. You know, I can tell you right now, being a photographer for about 15 years plus, right? Under Photoshop, I remember having to do skin retouching myself manually. I had to go in here and make different layers, I had to do adjustment layers, all this stuff like that. I literally can hit a button now and it smooths out all the skin. And then I can adjust it how much I want. Like, that's AI right there. Right. So at some point, photography became a lot easier to edit because of the AI features, and phones are building it into the phone, so you don't have to worry about going there and touching it up on YouTube. I mean, Photoshop or Lightroom.
So, Delvon, I remember being in high school in 1992. So
yeah.
And it was a big thing because when they did yearbook photos, the technology had just come out where they could actually kind of like get rid of some acne. So for young teenagers, it was like, holy cow, you can actually, they called it retouching, right? That's what they called it. And it was like, I remember it was like, that was like magic. Like, wait a minute, I can actually take a yearbook photo. I don't look like I got basically hit in the face with like a board of needles.
If it wasn't for AI though, if it wasn't for AI enhanced pictures, I might not be married. So I got to give AI some props. you see this face? Who the hell's going to marry this thing? I mean, come on.
Like, hey, I have no clue.
If you think about
but I can hook you up anytime. I'll tell you my prices.
Or AI or manual, whatever.
But if you think about all these,
I took this photo. I took this photo, right?
Yeah.
That's my S23 Plus. The background is literally the cover of my MacBook. I took that photo and I saved it to Google Drive, and then I pulled it up on my iPhone and I did the press and hold where you can copy it, and I pasted it into Pixelmator, and there's my thumbnail, right? Altered background. Altered fake shadow.
That's fake.
From an image that was taken with my phone.
Conspiracy.
And that's the thing you can do in like 2 seconds. Or like I was Delvon and I were messaging back and forth a little bit, and I was with one of his photos, I was like, hey, what do you think of this or whatever? I just kind of wanted to. Well, that photo, when I grabbed that from Twitter, I didn't realize it was that high of a resolution that it would actually save at that. But I'm like, I want a higher resolution so that I can work with some stuff. So I bring it into Pixelmator and I hit one button that says super resolution, and it takes it and enhances it so you have like 10 times the original pixels so you can crop in, right? Or you hit the one button and it's machine learning background removal.
Who's doing
software
that?
Does amazing things.
What software is doing that? Pixelmator?
I have it. Yeah, Pixelmator. It's a
so you need to go on Twitter and blow
Pixelmator.
You need to go on Twitter and blow them up and say, "Look, they're making fake photos. It's bull crap." So
like,
see what happens.
I can do that stuff with one click. Now, keep in mind, this is stuff you could do back in the day with Photoshop.
Oh yeah, Adobe.
And you do color selection. So
it's funny that you say that, because I actually have a before and after photo of Tuna.
Yes, please. It's true. It's true.
Let me see if I can find it here. I think it's this one right here. This is the before.
It's blank. Oh, okay. That's about true. No. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so that's the before, and now if you look on screen right now, that's the after. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
like that's all AI.
It takes my hair off. It's crazy. I thought I have a full head of hair, but it goes away with AI.
I thought the hat was just hiding.
I do have more teeth than that. The teeth count's a little different in that picture.
It's true. That was an older photo.
Right.
What I was going to say is, if you think about a lot of these Chinese smartphone manufacturers, they have that beautify feature, which essentially takes away everything.
Everybody has it right now. iPhone has it. Samsung has it. And Google has it. And I use all three of those phones, so they both all have it, and they have it in like portrait mode as well. It's just for you to be able to just enhance you instantly.
I don't remember which smartphone manufacturer it was, but there was one where you could actually physically change the dimensions of different parts of your face, like your lips, your nose.
Well, Mr. Who's the Boss brought that up. If you remember, his video wasn't really damning on on Samsung, but he did bring up like that phone that was like giving him more junk in the trunk and making his waist thinner and making his cheeks thinner. They all do it. We don't care about that because I guess it's because we're physically changing it and actually being able to turn it on and off. What people don't understand is Samsung's Scene Optimizer can be turned off and you could take a really crappy picture if you want.
Oh yeah.
But people don't realize that.
Or I turn it off.
Go ahead. Oh, you turn it off?
I just turn it off because I don't like the fact that it does an HDR effect to everything.
Yeah.
So I turn that off and I just.
And I was going to say on those moonshots,
Botox
you can actually turn those moonshots off. It's just Scene Optimizer that's doing it.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah. So I mean,
but you know what's funny?
You're turning the AI on it and off. So I don't understand the complaint, man. It's crazy to me. It's really crazy.
But Delvon, you know what's funny about that Scene Optimizer? I don't know if you read the description of the Scene Optimizer. It basically scares people into keeping it on. It says automatically optimize camera settings to make dark scenes look brighter, food look tastier, and landscapes look more vivid.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you, but to like an average consumer, they might go, well, shit, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't want to turn that off.
Yeah, but when you do camera comparisons, those phones with Samsung usually wins out. The bright, like MKBHD has pointed out multiple times, brighter pictures, crisper pictures, whether it's over sharpened or not, tend to win on social media. Most of these people using these cameras aren't posting them and printing, 5x10 posters with a 200 megapixel camera. They're shooting a 12 megapixel bin. No, they're not. Especially that picture of me. I mean, if you want a picture of me that he just showed, I will autograph them. Limited quantities.
Send them out.
Get those running out. Yeah. But I mean, Scene Optimizer is not necessarily, it's turned on by default because general consumers want that. They want to have the punchier contrast and the faker greens and brighter blues. That's what it is. If people don't like it, turn it off. Simple as that. Instead of blowing it up on social media.
That's also where the text recognition scan feature is also under the Scene Optimizer. So if you turn that off, then you lose the whole if you're going to scan documents or being able to like copy text out of it, it doesn't. The OCR gets turned off from that.
So we're going to see a post from Darren tomorrow that Scene Optimizer is forced upon you. There you go. We got your next post.
There you go. Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny. Like, we got a couple of people in the chat right now just mentioning that, that the clean charging thing's screwing up their iPhone. But yet here we are talking about, a stupid AI being used to help a photo.
I mean, look, bro, you already know. Thanks, Kingdom. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm on my thing. I gotta holler at my boy, man. Thank you for the donation, bro. Thank you. We gotta talk about that because you already know that Apple don't get, they don't hit the headlines like this unless it's like an article or anything. But when it comes to Twitter and things that's wrong, it's not gonna get blown up by any. And it's only the reason why this is blown up like this is because the YouTubers that are big are behind it too. They're talking about it.
Yes.
So therefore, everyone else is going to talk about it. But when it comes to like Apple, if something is blown up by them, they don't talk about it. And we already know. So like I'm saying, it's getting old now. We already know. They have a partnership. They don't want to lose their relationship. So it's expected. But the thing is, I feel like everyone else needs to be a little bit more intelligent about what's really happening or whatever about this situation. But I feel like it's a lot of the people who do not like anything Android. Because look, let's say, as far as what I heard about the Gen 3 Geekbenches, it's supposed to be better than the iPhone's newest chip out, the latest chip out, right? And Apple people don't like that. So when they seen that, they were like, well, the 17, is it the 17 that's coming up? The Bionic 17 or something? Is that the next chip? I think the Bionic 17. Yeah, whatever. 18, 16, whatever. You get the drift. They're like, it's going to blow it away. It's going to do this, But they're talking about something that doesn't even exist yet. But they have early numbers of the Gen 3 Snapdragon right now. And the performance is like, it's finally matching that of Apple's. And they don't like it. They hate that.
Well, did you read the article about Geekbench 6 being paid? Because Android, when the Gen 2 came out, it was pretty good. It was right neck to neck with the 16. And then Geekbench all of a sudden released their next series of benchmarking the 6. And all of a sudden, the Apple gained like 20% performance in GPU and CPU, and Android gained like 2%. And they're saying, oh, Apple paid them to do that. I don't think that's true, but it does seem kind of interesting how they release these updates as soon as something changes. I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist, but it just And of course, people blow that kind of stuff up online. And you're right, the big tech guys, the tech people out there, grab a hold of it, throw it out to the public, and we all think it's true.
Yeah. Well, not really us, but the ones who are just
right.
I want to say it's more like the
King
people
does.
who's biased too.
King buys all this stuff. He believes all that stuff.
King's in our chat, blowing up our chat right now too.
I know he is.
He be going in. Look, bro, I'm glad to have that man in my corner, bro. That man go in. He said the things that I
me too.
Say.
I don't want to piss King off.
I want to say. So, big shout out to my man, bro. But it's real talk though, man. I feel like I mean, we know the reason why they also made videos because the clicking and stuff like that. It makes all sense. I mean, look, YouTube, in the end, YouTube is a business for a lot of people. It's not really a business for me yet because I have my own business. It's something fun for me. If it became a business, then I can understand why they do that and stuff like that. But it's sometimes you got to think about your integrity at the same time because, y'all already seen. I didn't watch Max's video, but based off everyone's reaction off Twitter, and whatever MKB said in his video or Mr. Who's the Boss, because I didn't watch one of their 3 Moon videos at all because I don't really care. It's not that this is stupid. This is how stupid it is. I don't care to watch a video on it. But from the comments, man, it seemed like everyone is like, yo, Max just went downhill. His reputation has went bad, and he's Apple channel. Why he's trying to, and he calling out MKBHD about this and stuff. And I was just like, wow, like Twitter beef. I mean, YouTube beef now, like between YouTubers and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it just
I know
Ice Universe was Ice the leaker. Man, they're killing him too. Like he's terrible. You know what? He's out there getting people responding to him, good or bad. If I post something really negative, people reply back to it. I'm getting engagement, right? Whether it's good or bad, it's engagement. Yeah. But like Delvon said, at some point, if it's a business for me, I can understand if Apple's throwing me free products, but I'm dogging them all the time, I could potentially lose money there. But it comes back to integrity, and it's a juggle. I'm sure I'm not near that level as you guys can probably tell. But
let them eat their own. God, it's I love it.
Watch. Sit back with some popcorn and watch.
I love it. I mean, it's like because remember what they always talk about: bad press is still press.
It is
exactly what I said.
And negative, and then like I said, nobody cares about the good stories on TV. It's always news, always on. It's like I say, let them fight it out because you're essentially fighting over complete bullshit. I mean, at the end of the day, what you're arguing about and what you're actually going toward, what hill you're dying on, is about something that is so not even moving the needle on 95% of the general public. Yep. They don't care right now. They're caring more about banks failing. They're caring more about interest rates going up. They're caring about the fact they don't give a flying fuck about a yellow iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly.
What are you talking about? The whole world loves yellow iPhone.
When I have 2 people who are making their careers based on something that's completely, none of these people work at any of these companies. They don't build any of these phones.
Exactly.
They don't do any of the software. They don't build code. They don't write shit.
They don't get paid from that company.
I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I don't get a check from Hallis Hall, right?
Yeah.
You say that now, but Aaron Rodgers just left for the Jets, and the Bears just scooped up a whole bunch of picks and drafts. So the Bears might not be on the shitter for very long. I'm just saying, though. I don't get checks from Hallis Hall. The Bears could lose every game for 10 seasons. I don't care. It's going to bother me, but I mean, it's like...
Yeah, but you got one of these on your team with the Bears.
Right. It's just like...
Hey, look, man, I'm a Cowboy fan. We don't win nothing.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I'm in the wrong room. I'll see you guys later.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I read all these comments, and I mean, I try to stay off of Twitter just because I don't generally engage in it because I have a full-time job and a life. Most of the time.
Don't talk about me, bro. Don't talk about me.
Well, I'm talking about people who want to go to war. Again, if you work for Apple and you were part of their R&D division and you want to go to war on this or explain the business justification for why they're doing what they're doing, go for it. Rock yourself up.
Right.
Yeah. But you're sitting there. It's like 2 fucking fans fighting at a football stadium. It's like,
that's exactly what it is.
Exactly. You're right.
Part of either team. So who cares? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's if you want to fight for that. And I mean, but if you're going to get pissed off to the point where you got to rage quit and throw your controller down and take your ball and go home, you need to seriously reevaluate your
there's
life.
one exception, and it's a sports metaphor, and you guys can't relate to this because the team that I'm a fan of, I'm depressed every year, the Cleveland Browns. So you gotta feel for me, okay? I gotta fight everybody because we don't win anything.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's just like, I mean, it's good. I want to have honest debate back and forth, and you can talk to me about why I'm wrong, and I can talk to you about why I feel you're wrong. But to literally get all up in your feelings and actually go to war and actually get pissed off about that, okay, if you want to go there, that's very fine. But I'm not going there with you. It's not going to happen if you don't believe.
I think
that's fine.
Yeah. So look, I want to
have the conversations, not the fights.
I want to bring something up real quick. That Trent said in the comments, right? He said that people fight harder or attack or defend tech for free. Like they defend these companies basically for 100% for free, and they're not getting anything. They don't even have a job. And look, half of the time we know, and let's be honest, we know a lot of these people are kids or teenagers who getting free phones from their parents, or their parents are on payment plans or whatever, especially here in the U.S. I mean, 90% of people are probably on a payment plan here in the U.S. anyways. So, when you become a fanboy of whatever brand, then you become biased. So when you hear something negative about another company, you post about it, you talk about it, you just rant about it on and on and on and on. Then you have your other ones who fall back behind you who's saying the same thing because y'all all on the same playing field. Y'all both biased and want to see Apple be better than Samsung and Google and OnePlus and whoever in everything. You want Apple to exceed everything. You want Samsung to be better than everything. You want Google to be better than everyone. It's just that that's how fanboys are, and they're just so strong on that. So they attack you, they attack your integrity, they attack everything because they're upset, especially if your company is doing better at something than their company actually doing. And they hate that. That's why a lot of these
and they're iPhone a business.
Android comparisons.
And they're making and you're only helping them. You're not hurting them. I mean, and if you're talking good about one, at the end of the day, they're a business. They're going to make money. They don't care about the little guys. I mean, they act like they do, but they probably really don't.
But I mean, it's the same situation with Samsung, when they release ads mocking Apple for their products. It's one of these situations where, and I understand that people are passionate about certain brands. And on Twitter, for those of you who are on Twitter and follow us, thank you very much. But, on Twitter, it's a bit of a nightmare.
What the fuck is this weird shit? And it's creepy as hell, man. It's real time.
Random memes.
Thank you.
It's AI. I'm blowing Opus up on Twitter right now.
It's freaking me out a little bit.
What is that? Hey, watch this.
It's a little weird.
You see that?
Yes.
Emoji rain.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm sorry.
It's weird. I don't know, man.
This is ridiculous.
I almost feel like it's listening to what we say and then boom, just there we go. Let's just drop some emojis from the sky. I think that was tuna though.
I
was going to say,
I don't make it rain. In the chat with hearts and laughing and clapping emojis. I'm like,
I'm making it. That's called making it rain. We don't throw money out. We just drop emojis. That's what we do here.
King just said to follow me on Twitter.
See, that stuff I can't say here. I'm sorry. I'm with Delm on there.
Only King can get away with that, bro.
Only King.
Listen, I just hope the photo he takes is AI generated because I don't know. I don't know why he's not packing down there. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it's no different than when a company makes fun of another company for a release. And Samsung's known for making fun of Apple with their product releases. You may remember all the charging videos and viral videos that came out about how Samsung's batteries lasted longer than the iPhone. The point I'm getting at is that, it doesn't matter whether it's the companies doing it. It doesn't matter whether it's the people that are giving phones for free or if it's just some diehard loyal Apple fan most of the time coming out and saying, your shit's wrong. Your product's garbage. Our product's better. I think, Sam, you've said this a few times, just use whatever the fuck you like, whatever you feel works best in your world, like the Surface Duo or I
tried to take a moon picture. It didn't turn out well. Who knew?
Didn't turn out like that.
It's not so much algorithming and that, it's like, it didn't work out. Well,
it was more Orbi.
It actually was just
old?
kind of a big. You know what it would look like? It looked like those little. I don't have dryer sheets, the little wool balls that you put in your dryer.
Yeah.
It looked like I took a picture of that and it was on the dresser. I was like, yeah, it was pretty rough. Very nice.
Very nice.
I took.
I want to say, like, for a lot of people.
Very picture.
Oh, did we lose? We lost. Oh, okay. I almost lost y'all for a minute.
Yeah. So
I want to.
Yeah, I use the phone I like, or the device I like, or the tablet, or the computer. And if people want to hate on it, that's fine. I don't care.
I want to say for a lot of people, it's not even about the device anymore. It's just personal to everyone when it comes to like tech in general, because I feel like when their company is exceeding in things, that's what matters most than them actually using a product itself. You know, because that's kind of like what you see on Twitter the most. You see people ranting like, okay, you know, I gotta bring up Apple, and I hate to do it because, you know, everyone knows Apple's status is high. So when Apple numbers are high, benchmarks, when their sales are high, when everything is good, everything is going, they at the top, right? You have those type of users who love bragging about it as if it's their company, as if they own it, as if, you know, like they have a piece of Apple or something, or Tim Cook is their uncle or their brother or some type of relation. And and it don't even be about the phone anymore. It just be about what that company, you know, what they're achieving. And I'm sitting here like, what are your achievements? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing in life? You know what I'm saying? Not even what you're getting out of it. What are your achievements in life? You're sitting here bragging about another company. What are your achievements in life? You know, and like I say, it's personal. Is that personal for people? And that's not about the tech anymore.
And that's the unfortunate byproduct of turning a device into a lifestyle brand.
Yes.
Right. Then it because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get people who now their identity is now wrapped up in some tech or a car. I mean, we've been doing it with cars for years. How many people get really wrapped up in, I'm a Dodge guy, I'm a Ford guy, I'm a Mustang guy, I'm a, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Look how people act about their vehicles. And at the end of the day, a vehicle is essentially just transportation, right? I mean, at its core, right? But I mean, you'll have people that will get into fistfights over if you're a Dodge truck guy or a Chevy truck guy or a Ford truck guy. I mean,
tech is turning into politics or sports. Once you pick a side, you're not changing. You're not. It's like I'm not going to convince you. If you're an iPhone guy, I'm not going to say, "Hey Sam, I'm going to convince you." No, you're already made up your decision. You're not going to change. People just need to calm down.
That's what I'm saying. But with Apple, I think it's a little bit different because it's now transcended into
a lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, and it's personally identifiable to my psyche. Like this identifies me. Yeah. And that's exactly what Apple was targeting. And the problem is be careful what you wish for because you're going to get it. Because now you're going to have legions of people who are now in that mindset. And I think that's what you're going to get. And if you're okay with that, that's cool. But
are you talking about iSheep? I'm just kidding.
You know, and here's the thing, and this is not against you, Tune, but I hate that phrase in general.
I know, I'm just messing.
No, and again, I'm not defending, I'm not attacking you for saying it. I'm just saying, but just in general, it's like you can't complain about the fact that we're leveraging labels to label other people when you're using iSheep because it sounds like you're cutting somebody down because they decide that they want to be an Apple fan. Fine, because at the end of the day, we all should just love our tech. But I mean, I think that's what it is. I think Apple's transcended the tech space. They're the first technology, really, when it came to mobile personal computing devices, to really. They leveraged it into this makes me feel better about me because I now belong to a group, and it's beyond the capability.
It's not just Apple though. Xiaomi did this for years. They built a following. Granted, not here in the U.S., but they built a following, and people now they have every product under the sun. I think that's what companies want to do because then you have those legions of people that will buy anything, no matter what it is, like a cleaning cloth or
a vacuum cleaner or whatever. Yeah, you can leverage those devices because then your whole house turns into because then people come over and say, "Oh, you have a vacuum cleaner? That's a what is that?" And then you can talk. It's getting it into the. Remember, it's marketing is in the hearts and minds and the voices, right? It's let the market, let the device. If you have a whole house full of Samsung stuff, you're going to proselytize about how it works, especially if it works for your workflow. You're going to tell others, and that's the most effective marketing tool at all is word of mouth, even at the lower level.
It really is. And I want to say, like, when I was a little bit younger, and I'm only I'm old now. Okay, I'm old. It's okay. It's okay.
Are you fucking 50? Because you ain't that goddamn old.
I knew that was coming.
Wow. Get that bullshit.
But when I was younger, and I was there around the time like the first generation iPhones, like the first iPhone and maybe the 3GS, I will admit at some point in my life, I wanted to get an iPhone because it was a growing popularity type of device. And I wanted to like feel like I fitted in with the crowd. So I did get it. And then I instantly realized that I was too much of a tech nerd for an iPhone. iPhone was so limited and bare bone that I could not function with it at all because I was coming from Windows. And you know, the Windows phone back in the days, you can hack and do everything almost with that phone. It's like a mini computer in your hand. So, you know, when I got the iPhone, I realized that this was not for me. I was like, I can't do this, too limited because I'm like really into tech. I can't, this is a phone. This is like my house phone that I use. That's what it felt like to me. So, you know, I went over to Android and everything like that. But yes, Apple has created that lifestyle. And it started a long time ago because I even felt like I needed an iPhone to fit in with the crowd. And this is before iMessage and FaceTime even was even popular at the time. We still was using SMS and we still was using two ways and beepers at the time.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, yeah. Yeah.
Message. Did you see that video on TikTok that not that everyone listened to it, but there was something I posted it was a comedian talking about how people are not racist. What was it? I forget how he worded it, but you know, people who use iMessage are like ostracizing those who use anything else but iMessage.
Yeah. So
it was hilarious.
It was on my duty belt, so whenever I make traffic stops, it was right in the driver's ear, like it's right there, right?
Yeah.
And of course, with Nextel, you couldn't stop the message, right? So my buddies would be talking with us, they'd be like, you know, so I'd be on a traffic stop and be right in somebody's ear, and he'd go, "Oh yeah," I'm like. People look up at me and I go, hi, can I have your driver's license? Like, why is that? Did somebody say, oh yeah, that's bull? I mean, I was like, oh God. And so I used to have to just leave in the car because you couldn't stop the message and the people would just be, it was way too easy to mess with everybody else. If you're,
I'm going to assume there was no body cams at that time either.
Well, no, this is 2001, so no. But it was
body cams catch everything now. You can't do anything with that now.
But actually, what I'm more weird about is Michael Peppertech has been uber quiet for the last 10 minutes and it's weirded me out. So
his nails are clean though.
I need me some Michael Peppertech. Come on, man, get in here and get some.
Hey, Mike, you know they got an AI that can clean your nails, right? I'm just saying, bro.
I gotta get the AFib machine out and we'll hook it up to your chat. We'll get you going again.
Go, Mike.
Listen, I don't know if you noticed
how people are. I've noticed lately people always saying like Apple fans are this way and that way, and I think it depends on who you hang around because there's a lot of criticism of Apple right now, in particular like the whole discussion with the charging in the EU, some of the charging stuff that's on, which realistically every company has it. You know, the smart charging features that are on. It's just like. And they're on by default on every company. It's just, I think, because Apple called it environmental charging or calls it something different, it got brought into the discussion. It is what it is. It's like if the people on one side find a feature that other company has that they find like does something that they don't really want, they criticize it. It comes from both sides of the fence. I mean, holy smokes, you want to set people off. You have anybody, you still have people that are like up in arms because BlackBerry's gone. You still have people like you still have people that discuss that discuss how, you know, how Apple stole the graphical user interface from Xerox. I mean, you have people living that's like back in the 70s. But what your point about like the whole when you were talking about the lifestyle thing, I think all companies are now. They all have watches and phones. And they have ecosystems. I mean, Google's ecosystem technically transcends all brands in a way. Like Google Photos, Gmail, their whole app suite for like business, personal use, Drive backup. Like if you think about it, Google Drive has been around for many, many years, and people use that. My family, we use that so that it doesn't matter. Like the whole iMessage thing to me is funny because my parents never really noticed because I always just like, oh, here. I'm just going to add the photo of my son to the album that's listed his name on iCloud Photos and Google Photo, and everybody gets it. It doesn't matter. So I'm never really sending photos and videos within messages because the other thing about that is So you have to back those up and save those. And then you end up with double redundant storage because it stores within your messaging app, plus you saved up on your device. So to make it easier for everybody, I just sent them the link. They're invited once. They don't have to download it. They don't have to like miss the message. It goes in there. When they comment on it, everybody sees it. And that's like, I've been doing that for forever. I mean, it makes you think of the days when like you used to send out people would send out Christmas cards, right? Some people still do that. They send that Christmas card to all their family, and then their family sending them. It's the same kind of thing, you know. You have your shared albums. So for me, that's never really mattered, and my parents don't even notice half the times. I've switched phones, and they haven't noticed because I text them or I call them. They don't care what color bubble it is. They're not doing like liking your message. They're not doing
a younger
generation.
thing.
Even my siblings don't.
I don't think I see it with the Android community or people use Android. Apple users have a tendency to weaponize and ostracize more than Apple. If you're using a blue bubble, Android people go, whatever, I don't care. But if you're using, I mean, I guarantee you don't have many people on videos, and maybe there are these people. You got to find them and put them on video. Go, oh, Android people who are using Android go, oh, Apple, iPhone. If I see a blue bubble, fuck, I'm not dating that guy. Apple, Android people are like, hey, if she's willing to let me date her, I'm probably gonna smash. Right? That's pretty much how it's going to go, right? So I get they are lifestyle brands, but I don't think that comparison is going to work. You're not going to sell me on it. I think.
Yeah, but also if you apparently according to popular media, if you use an iPhone, you're driving a Ferrari. If you're an Android user, you're driving a beat up Dodge Colt from 1942.
Peasant, right? So. That's what it is.
I mean, the narrative is still the narrative. So that narrative about Android users is poor and iPhone users are rich. That is still a thing right now.
But I do agree with Michael. I think they are all lifestyle brands. I just don't think when it comes to their actual user base, I think that narrative isn't one-to-one.
Yeah, it really applies to Apple
on the
most.
Android side, there is no lifestyle brand. I mean, Google's close, Samsung might be close, but I don't think there's actually
I think Pixel and Samsung are pretty close.
They're close, but Apple's got, I mean, it's probably cornered the market in the U.S. at least for that.
I think Google is trying to more so tackle the homes than anything, and not really more like the mobile market itself. Yeah. So
I actually dealt with something interesting recently because I was having issues with some things with RCS and some weird things where it like kept wanting to turn on and off. So I ended up putting my main number back in my iPhone because it doesn't really matter. It's literally like those few people that I'm calling or texting or whatever. It's just I was having problems where messages just weren't coming through. When I switched my SIM card back over, I didn't turn off Google Chat. And so the people that had Android phones, when like our apartment manager, I was having to message her, she responded and it went to the old device because it's still linked, kind of like how when you switch iMessage. So now RCS has the opposite effect. It's actually doing both things. So now you have like the issue of like, okay, what device is the other person using? Because if they have chat on and you don't disable it and then you go back to using an iPhone, you're actually having it. It's like they flipped the script in a way, but it happens on both sides now. So it depends. So I carry two phones, and it doesn't matter. I use Telegram. I use Facebook Messenger. I message with my parents and my siblings, and my sister has an Android, and none of them care. But it's funny. It is a generational thing, but I think even that's changed because more and more younger people are getting on and using like Facebook Messenger, so it doesn't require you to have a Facebook account anymore. They're using like Instagram messaging and Snapchat. They're using other apps. So iMessage, I think, is starting to actually lose its. I mean, you look at the top apps that are using iMessage, isn't even in the top 10 anymore.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting.
And I guess my question is that compared to a global engagement, though.
Right.
That's in the U.S. That's like in the U.S. and globally. Like they're starting to lose their market.
That iMessage is number 10 in the U.S.
In the world, they're not in the top 10. In the U.S., they're dropping down though. They're not even in the top anymore because it's like
they're not even in the top globally at all. Like they're not even on that list at all.
You know what?
And even in the U.S.,
Sunburst to get everyone over.
If iMessage was universal, I think that it could be at the top, but it's not. That's the problem.
Right there. I think, and that's where I think we're really going to see Apple move. Is if when their engagement gets so shitty that they globally, when it comes to messaging, that's what's going to break them open. Where they're going to open that up to globally, and then you're going to watch that engagement. That's what's going to push them. It's all Cupertino cares about is how the dollars work, man. Follow the money.
Yeah.
That's every company on planet Earth. It has nothing to do with you. Follow the money. Once Apple realizes their iMessage platform is damn near dead last as far as engagement, that's when they'll go, well, we probably got to open this up and we need to come with a homegrown first-party app to make this universal. And
they do. iPhone eventually opens up their stuff. I mean, they're going to go USB Type-C. They'll make it different, but they have to. And the EU's forcing them to do a lot of this stuff, which is good. I think it makes it easier for everyone.
Well, the Surface is doing it, and it's going to be coming native thing across all Windows devices once they, kind of perfect it on there. But if you have a Surface, iCloud now integrates natively within like the basic primary of the OS, and also now messaging through like the linking your phone. You can actually reply from an iPhone now. From an iPhone though too, it's linked into it. The thing is, I think it's just taken this long for the APIs to be used because their iMessage API and like iCloud APIs have been around for years. It's just the developers, I don't think, wanted to do it. But now that I think the Surface line is becoming more and more popular, if you think about the fact that it's not just a tablet, they've expanded, and in the particular in the business realm. And to keep things like more secure, they need to support all the devices because the real issue is like for example, for the Michigan State Police, you don't know what device somebody's going to use anymore, and they they want to make sure that it's going to link up through things. So if they send somebody home with a Windows laptop to do their work, and they're going to send them with an iPhone or an Android phone or whatever phone they choose, that all links up and it's secured as to the device. I think that's important to integrate that. So if I take a photo of a land plot and I have those GPS coordinates from each corner of a land plot, and I need to message that, the fact that photo taken on the iPhone links through iCloud and is native on that Windows machine, and then I can send that out through like secured email to as a if you were working as a state employee is significant. I think Apple's realized that they're not going to get people to buy MacBooks necessarily because Windows 7 is still the government's still using Windows 7.
Well, and also because there's no such thing as Apple servers.
Yeah,
true.
There aren't.
Well, there used to be.
There just aren't. And then they're gonna, and if they're anything, they're gonna go. If they can't use Windows, they're gonna leverage Linux. So Apple's lost that game, and they're going to lose the government and financial space. They just lost it. And also, I have an iPhone. Guess what my iPhone does? None of the native apps work. It's all Teams. It's all Outlook. It's everything else. Because Microsoft finally decided, and this is what people get pissed about Satya Nadella, but should be happy about, is he finally got said, look, we have to be a agnostic platform and engage all things. That's it. That means Windows Phone's going to have to die. And for people like me, that hurts. Zune's going to die, right? We can't be that. We have to be all things to all people because that's where you're going to win. You're going to win because now, like, look at Surface's vision. That vision 5 years ago or under Ballmer, that vision does not exist and never did, right? And so you get both, right? You get Satya is going to kill your beloved Windows Phone, which is my beloved Windows Phone. But look at what, like Michael just talked about. Look at Surface's leverage, and look at Android, iOS integrating directly into the Surface, like into an OS. That's crazy talk. That talk 5 years ago is insanity. So
it is.
It's interesting because Apple is. If you look at their history of things, people think that they're closed off, and realistically, they've wanted to be open. But like when they did the iMessage protocol, where they talked about like, oh, we want to do this so that you're not stuck on your carrier charging you for SMS. None of the other companies agreed to like the method of it, so then iMessage just became an iPhone thing. Same thing happened kind of with some of the other stuff, and then the other companies developed their own thing, and now they've got to work their way back together, and it's a struggle because you have all these different variants. And so like people get mad at Apple for that, but also if you look at it, like even USB-C as a standard was supposed to be standardized, and still up until USB 4 and Thunderbolt 4 wasn't. There was no standardization of data speeds or video output, or in 2020 was the first year that they actually technically was a standardization of those protocols. And like messaging, even RCS has been around since what, the 90s?
Yeah, but look, this is the thing.
but there's no standardization of it, and now there is. So now they can work together. Matter protocol. Once these companies all sit down, Qualcomm sits down, Apple sat down with Google and Microsoft and talked about, and Amazon and several of the other companies and talked about, Matter integration. That's a huge thing. Find My has been open for many years. Was it Bose uses the Find My network?
Microsoft on the store. It's an app you can download and install. iTunes of all things. It's like.
Unfortunately, Apple can't force them to integrate it. Now, if an Android company comes out with something like, well, for example, Google comes out with something and says we're going to make this work well. Well, it's easy because every Android device can integrate it. Where iOS, it's like, well, Google has to make it work, and then they have
to. We have news. Darren, we have other news. Let's go. What's up next? What's the next thing?
I was just going to say, Mike hit the nail on the head because I actually just wanted to pivot into Google just for a few minutes here because another big thing that happened this week, besides all of the chaos around Samsung, was Pixel 8 leaks and Pixel Fold leaks. So Delvon is our Pixel
7A. Don't forget the 7A, Darren. The 7A.
Come on.
7A, I'm sorry. Thank you.
All the things Delvon. Because, that's...
Thank you.
It's March.
I hope the Fold has... I hope that Fold has an IP rating with all the leaks,
I mean, it's gonna.
Michael Pepper
have IP rating.
You can tip
But man, I work directly for Google. Let me tell you, I work directly for them. And
I thought you did. Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah, I'm like Loki. I'm like Facade. I like work for Google. I'm all the Googles. I'm the Googles.
No, but real talk. Let's go through the gauntlet.
All right, let's go, man.
All right, Pixel 7a. First of all, thoughts?
Dope phone for that at that price point at $399, $429. That is
day one. Pre-ordering. Say nothing else. Yeah. Say nothing else. Get it. I'll do nothing else.
All right. Well, hey. Speaking of the Pixel 7a, before you go to the 8. Did you see that? There was an article that said, I guess the Apple's working on the new SE 10 or whatever it is, and they're saying they're going to compete directly with Android because it's going to be sub $500. Well, all SEs were sub $500.
Hey man, look, man, no Android phone is competing with Apple, and no Apple iPhone is competing with Android phone. They're on two different operating systems, two different ecosystems, two different everything.
But you work for Google. You're biased.
Google. Are they going to stick with the seven camera housing and the module and the candy bar? Or are they going to want to change it just a bit? Or
it looks the same.
Three and fuck it. That's what we're going to do.
We plan on changing it just a little smidget, just to give y'all a little smidget. That's what we plan on doing.
It's going to be an internal update.
Is that an industry term, smidgety? I don't know.
Yeah, smidget. We're going to add that in the keynote. Wait, is it called Keynote? We're going to add that in the I.O.
Copyright that. Copyright that. Smidgety. You better copyright that.
So, Sam,
to answer your question, more to the like 10R 11 series line, with the newer, removing Touch ID and going to something. And I think part of that is because R&D that. And also because of the wireless charging. Yes, the 7 and 8, like the 8 series has wireless charging. But I think Apple wants to drop all of their devices with a new Qi standard. So it's easier to do that if they don't have the Touch ID module on the bottom, because that means they have to shift that module up so they can put it, because it's a smaller phone, so they can put that down because, the size of that is a pretty large diameter.
Google.
So in order to put that on there.
Google. Talk about Google.
And here's the thing. I only have one thing to say. Hashtag bring back Scully Radar. Just saying. God.
Oh, yes.
I know
they won't. It's like Google. It's like BlackBerry.
I like the squeeze. The squeeze for the assistant. I like that.
Oh, my God. I missed that.
That thing was amazing.
No, it was not. If you had an HTC, it was fail. It's like the capacitor. I hope Apple goes all in on the capacitor. It's going to suck.
It doesn't matter. Like, when you start technology, bro, you got to keep at it to improve it. And if you don't, you just give up.
So, Darren, what do you got? What's been going on? Tell me to answer my question.
So basically, Sam, just to answer your question, it's basically looks a lot like the 7. In the photos that I can see here,
can you put it on the screen?
I'll share the screen.
Can you share?
Yeah. There you go.
Do some share.
It looks a lot.
Thanks for sharing.
It looks a lot grayer.
Grayer, like
to me, as in like the colorway
Smidgety different.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like the same kind of black that they had with the 7. I'm wondering if that's a slightly different shade.
It could be the camera angle because I do product photography and I know like lighting is very important and it can change the whole phone color and everything like that. So it's important to try to keep it as natural.
That's probably pink for all we know.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
right. The good news about it is that I heard that it's actually 90 hertz, and I think for that price, I might end up buying my family some Pixels because I really personally wouldn't want to give them the 30 hertz screen because I don't want to use that. And I know it's my mom. She don't care. She don't know the difference. She's an average person. But her having a tech son, I could not put that in her hands, knowing that.
Do you realize the backlash Google will get if they don't put 90 hertz on there? Everyone's like, oh my God, $399 and it doesn't have 90 hertz. What is wrong with them? It's the worst phone ever invented.
Oh my God.
It already happened once.
So bad. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it should have had it up there anyways. I didn't care about the backlash. I think it was stupid too on that because for the price. But, Google has been pricing these phones very cheap and giving us so much, and especially in the software experience itself.
Well, look at the 6A. It's $299. Yeah. The 6A is $299.
That's what I'm saying. And then that means like what? That means like 4 months later, it's going to be like $100, $200.
Right.
Like literally under $200 probably. And that's even better. Yeah. Like getting a Pixel later is better than getting a Pixel when they first launched, to be honest with you. And that's the reality of it. I could go buy my mom or my stepdad a Pixel 6 right now for probably like $300 or less than that, literally. And they got a phone that'll last
a year. On sale right now.
Yeah.
You can get a Pixel. You can get a Pixel 7 Pro. If you don't mind doing Amazon Renewed, I saw one that was like $549 on there. I was like,
nice.
That's a pretty solid deal, And then you're not on any carrier, no activation.
I'm gonna make it rain pixels.
But
I think now have solid deals too with like trade-in. You can trade in like an iPhone, like an iPhone 12 or newer, and some like older Samsung devices, and get like $7.99 off. So
yeah, that's true.
That's one thing about Android. Generally, if you wait a little bit, the phones drop in price. And the bad part of that is the resale value isn't that great. But the general consumer is hanging on to their phones for a long time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
For the buyer, it's bad. For the buyer, it's good. For the seller, it's bad.
Right.
And then for iPhone, for the seller, it's good. For the buyer, it's bad for iPhone. So it's like the opposite. Pretty much, because you buy a used iPhone, you're going to be almost buying it at the price of a new one. You might as well buy a new one.
Well, and general consumers are 2 years.
Yes.
And they're turning them in, so they don't care. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I just think in the Android world, it's a lot better. I don't know who complains about that, right? Getting a last year flagship for almost like a dollar and a penny, and you complain. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, because I hear people a lot talk about how Android devices, they don't hold up their value. I don't care. That's a beneficial to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Getting a last year flagship that's still good for another 3, 4, 5 years, and I'm getting it way cheaper than what it was at launch. That's insanely crazy. Even like the Ultras, the S22 and S23 Ultras, the S23 Ultras are going to drop to about $800 some or somewhere around $700 real soon, and that's a blowout deal for a lot of people. And that's in the same year of release. That's not even next year. That's in the same year.
The S23 you're talking about? Yeah, but
but we already know it's going to drop.
Are you going to pay a cheaper price for a phone that takes fake pictures? Come on.
Yes.
Oh, you're right about that.
Google.
Yeah, true. That's right. That's right.
What about the 8?
That to be described? I mean, seriously, Tune. Come on, man. I mean,
I apologize.
Let's get back on this Pixel though, because we talk about Pixels right now. We in Pixel land.
Nobody's not letting this shit go. He's like a dog. We're on the Pixel.
So, Pixel 8. And now, one of the biggest changes that I'm very impressed by, and I really hope this is not a rumor, going with a flat screen on the Pro model.
Yes.
So, the 8, I think that might actually be the biggest upgrade for the whole fucking line. Like, the flat screen on the 7 was good. It's great. The 7 Pro is fine. It's not as curved as, I
don't like it. I told them when we was in the meeting, I said, don't do that curve again. They was about to throw me out the window and fire me. So I was like, all right, I shut up. So,
How are you in the meeting? Aren't you working from home?
Hello.
No. Sometimes I drive down to McDonald's to get me a burger and some fries, and then I go right. And
Hey, I don't know why everyone hates curved screens. I
is
love
that a
curved
cow?
screens.
No,
Curved screens
Alright,
didn't bother me
garbage.
at all.
I don't hate curves. I think we're done with it.
Oh, we're all. It's on.
I think we're
Yeah.
done with it. I mean,
For-
like,
Yeah.
remember the old note with the curve, like the I think we're
Yeah.
done. I think we really at
Yeah.
this
For
point,
me, the curved thing I've noticed is it's one of two things. One, it's hard to find a case that protects those sides unless it goes way up and then it's hard to swipe in on. Like
Yes.
the fact that my Vivo X80 Pro I dropped within the first week and cracked it with a case on was because the curves of the sides so much, so the corners are protected, but it hit on that edge on
You
the
don't
Yes.
drop your
front
phone
edge of
then.
the
Come
screen.
on.
Well, it wasn't even on purpose. It was in my pocket. I was reaching for a different phone, and it caught the cameras. The camera bumps like
Look, I'm
caught
hearing
on each other, and I
excuses.
pulled it
You
out,
dropped it
and
on
I went,
purpose.
did you hear the pain in his voice?
Yes.
Fucking, that was so in my
Oh, like
pocket.
it's phone.
Have you ever dropped a phone and you're like, oh, I hope it didn't
Yeah,
break?
I dropped the phone.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's the worst
And
feeling in the
I'm
I
world.
think we all drop phones.
I dropped a major F-bomb with the window open with my 4-year-old son right next to me, and he just looks at me like, "What's wrong, Dad?" And I was like,
My life is over, you
I held
fucking
it up.
ungrateful heathen.
But seriously
young.
though,
But-
I'm excited about the flat panel, and I'm excited that. And I was kind of hoping Google was going to do 2 Pros like Apple, and pretty much,
Yeah.
and do like a smaller Pro and a bigger Pro, and give out the same features pretty much. And I guess you can exact same phone, just size is different and battery
Yeah.
size difference. That's it.
Why
that
does
would
Google
be
do
really
that?
great if they did
Why do they do
I
that?
don't
They have
even
a
know why.
Pro and have a regular one. If they shared the features, people would actually want the smaller phone. I don't buy the
Yeah.
smaller
I
phone
think
because the extra lens, the periscope lens, actually is beneficial to me. I like the actual optical zoom.
I
as opposed
like
to
it too.
How do they
Yeah.
how do they price that though? Because if you think about it, so like for example, let's go look at like the 7 and 7 Pro, right? You get has a price point in between, has the $300 in between, but
Yeah.
but then also that space is also filled partially with the higher capacity storage. So
Yes.
they would have to do what, like 700 and 800, and then
Yeah, I mean, they can still keep both phones under
They
1,000.
could do 600, and 700 for like
Yeah.
the lower. Like, how do they do that? They have to drop the regular
No.
one even lower.
What was the
Look
Pixel?
up
What
on
was
the
the Pixel
board.
6?
Ask him.
Yeah. So the Pixel 6 launched at what, $599? I think was the Pixel 6 $599?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
$799.
so that could have easily been like $50 more to that, or it could have been $679 or something like
Exactly.
that, and that could have been a Pro. They don't have to even go, and then like the actual Pro could have stayed exactly where it was at. All they had to do was add what. They could have kept it at 90 hertz. Just say they did keep it at 90 hertz. That's fine, right? We don't care as long as 90 hertz or 120. We're fine with either one, right? But then they could have just added that telephoto camera. That would have been an extra $70 or $50 tagged onto that. Everybody would have probably bought that.
Yeah.
Literally, I would have bought that and been happy with that.
They're going to make more
That's
money on
all
the
they need
smaller
to add.
version by making it the same as the Pro.
They
They'll
will.
actually make more
They
money.
will.
Even though,
They will.
according to the web, the Pixel Watch costs $132 to make.
None of that
You know,
matters
they
to me,
probably
'cause I'm all full. I'm all pixel fold.
yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know yet. I don't know yet. With Google's track
At the
record, I love
price
Google
point,
Pixel.
though,
I
but
don't care.
know.
I used the Duo for 3 fucking years. I mean, you
Yeah.
kidding me? I'm all about
Yeah,
pain.
the Duo got better
So
over time too. Maybe
$1,800
yeah.
starting point. $1,800 starting
Yeah,
point.
man. Fuck it. I mean, these are
I
the
don't know,
things-
man.
I mean, come
For
on.
you
I
guys
mean,
in
are
the
you paying
States.
$1,800 if you're going to AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint, or T-Mobile?
Well, that's exactly my
You're gonna
point.
get
And
off
I
the plan,
wonder
yeah.
if
And here's the thing, and I
Yeah.
love you,
What's
Darren,
Sprint?
but this is where I'm going to go. Both.
I
Any
love you.
American is not leveraging fucking $1,800.
No.
They're trading in,
Oh, no.
Mhm.
they're trading up,
Yeah.
and they're leveraging, and they're getting a
Exactly.
payment plan.
Well,
Let's quit
Teenage
acting like
Mutant
these
Ninja
Americans are
Turtles.
walking in there going, "Oh, it's $1,800. I got to pay that out of pocket. Well, I guess I'll just go with the $500, Pixel 6A." Bull
Yeah.
fucking
Hey,
shit.
look, it's not even just that. It's that the contract price. They're going to go with that contract price. If a person come in there and they want a new phone, and you walk up as a T-Mobile customer or Verizon customer and say, worker, I'm sorry, and you be like, you can get this phone for almost $0 down, and you can walk out with it. They're more than likely going to look
Yes.
at those options right there. Like literally, it's about money for 99.99% of people in the U.S. Period.
Carrier deals win.
You gotta already be an iPhone person or a hardcore Samsung person or Pixel person, I guess at this point, and walk into T-Mobile and know that this is what you want. Like you gotta be like, I want that new iPhone. I want that new Pixel.
Successful as a seller, if people didn't have any trade-ins and there was no carrier deals or anything else, you think people are gonna rock a fucking $1,200 Pixel?
No, nobody. That's nobody. Apple and all these companies are making it off of contracts.
They made it for people to entry, and then it's the pain of the actual purchase is minimized, and not eliminated. So it makes it a lot easier. So for maybe for people in Canada, or for that don't leverage those deals, or people who in the EU would walk into a boutique and maybe buy a phone. Yeah, $1,800 is a hard fucking pill to swallow. But
bro,
we're not there. I don't think we're there ever. Really.
Nah.
I think the rough part will be the difference though is like with Samsung with the Galaxy Fold, they give these huge amounts on trade-in. So people, you have some people that do the pre-order directly from Samsung, and then they can split the rest of it through their carrier or through like a firm or through whatever.
Yeah.
But here's going to be the issue. Google doesn't tend to give very good, well, apart from if you're going on like Google Fi, but like if you go directly to the Google website, to the store, the deals they give for trade-in on devices isn't very good. So you have an $1,800 device.
Was pretty good. I thought last year was
going to be up to the carrier.
No.
Yeah, Google had the
$60 for the 7. I paid like $100 for the phone.
The problem is, like T-Mobile will only let you. They'll only at least depending on when you first start with them, depending on how many devices you have on there, and all sorts of things. But a lot of times they'll only let you finance like $700 of it. So you're gonna have to pay $1,100 up front for an $1,800 phone potentially. Then somebody's going to say, nah, I'm not getting the Fold. I'll just pay that outright for the regular phone or whatever. Or they'll have to go somewhere else. So it depends on your carrier, too.
But Darren, are you still selling your Pixel?
I sold, buddy.
Fuck! I was going to buy it.
Sorry. It's gone.
Hey,
I mean, you can buy mine because I've been secretly carrying an 8, so I can go ahead and give you this one if you want it.
He worked for Google. He can get you a deal.
We'll talk later, Delavan.
But Mike, what you said... I was gonna say what Mike said is true. What Mike said is true about the carrier thing, but the thing is that T-Mobile is going to do whatever they can to get you on their contract regardless. And I also want to mention that if you got decent credit with them, like me, I could walk in T-Mobile right now and go there when they close. Okay, but I could have went to T-Mobile and walked out of there with a Fold and only pay the taxes because I have good credit. Yeah. So not everyone has to put that much money down to get it, but then they're going to lock me into 3 years. Of paying on that
a month.
Yes, at $50 a month. So it really depends on your credit, and then they'll determine how much you got to put down. Some people got to walk in there and spend the whole entire amount, depending on that phone or that credit or whatever. So it really depends. I've been with T-Mobile since forever, literally since forever. And my credit with them is A1. I can go in there and walk in and walk out with any phone with zero down, and I just got to pay the taxes. Yeah. Whatever the taxes is on that device, I walk out the taxes, and then I'm stuck with this $50 or $40 or $30 a month added onto my phone bill, which I don't do. Because I like Trent. He did a whole video on this a long time ago, and I guess he's now seen the light, which I respectfully respect that man for that. Because I seen the light a long time ago. I got myself away from the carriers because every time you go there, it's so convenient to be like, here, take this money, give me that phone. Now you got 2 or 3 phones on your account. $30 a piece, $50 a piece, and now your phone bill is like $200-$300, and that is ridiculous.
I switch phones a lot, so if I go finance a Fold 3 for 3 years, and next year I want to upgrade, I'm like, well, shit, I still owe $1,500 or $1,200 for the phone. I got to pay it off, then I got to unlock it.
Yeah,
I've done it a few times, but
like you have like TELUS or Rogers or Bell, right?
Yes.
So how do they pretty much have an American model? Or do they have like a?
So basic, like the way that it works, it's very similar here. It's much more expensive here in Canada. When you're doing
shit. It's because your dollar doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
it's maple syrup.
Yeah. So I mean, for you guys, you might pay $50 a month for a brand new phone. We're paying almost double. So, it'd be closer to probably $100, maybe even $120 for a Fold if it's like a brand new $2,400, which is what the conversion rate would be for the device. You're paying $100 a month for it.
Yeah. Holy shit!
It's a 1.6 Canadian dollars to the US dollar, and then they have those added like the import, like some of those added fees on there. So it's about double.
So for me,
well, that's probably why they took guns away from everybody in Canada, because they'd be fucking pissed off that they're getting fleeced by these carriers. You can't have a handgun in Canada anymore. So like, well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but don't they have like maple syrup chugging contests?
When it comes to tech, right?
Yeah, we do.
Maple syrup. Come on.
Yeah, they're just chugging maple syrup and going on hockey. And it's cool. Like I love Canada.
No, but like, see, that's why for me, I'm gonna end up buying it outright.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna end up buying
in this situation. You're almost like leveraging. It's almost equal. It almost breaks.
I don't want to pay $100 a month for 3 years. Fuck that. It's not worth
it.
We $600 for a phone. Yeah, I'll pass.
Look, if I was Delvon and worked for Google, I'd have the money to do it, but I don't work for Google, so.
Delvon hookups.
And then you can fucking get a Pixel thing.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Well, listen, aren't we all petitioning to get Delvon on T-Pixel?
Yeah, I secretly got the Pixel 9, but it's like a piece of paper that says Pixel 9.
Tell you, so there's a guy I watch on YouTube. I mentioned his name before. He's not really on YouTube anymore. His name is Scott Peachy, and he's Team Pixel. And I remember I don't know how many times he'd be like, "Yeah, I don't have the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 5." And 6 months later, he's like, "Oh, I've had this phone for 3 months, and here's my review." I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
I'm not going to say the name of the podcast. Because we're on somebody else's show and it's Brood. However, I'm pretty sure that me and Joe's podcast really helped. Is what really sealed the deal to get Delvon hooked up. It was because
it's true.
Are you?
And not only is that, we told them that on Twitter. By the way,
are you really? Are you Team Pixel now or no? Seriously,
I'm not, man.
I didn't think so. Yeah,
we hooked him up. Man. We got him all.
They don't like me, man. I don't know.
Hey,
they don't like me,
I got approved for Team Palm Pre. Just got approved.
Nice. I need to get on that.
I can't wait.
Well, I need to get on somebody's team. I ain't on nobody's team.
I don't either. For Lotus Notes, get the fuck out of here.
Well, hey, it was funny. On my channel, I got 500 subscribers. I'm giving away a bunch of Wise products, and I had like 7 DMs saying, "Oh, who's your hookup for Wise? I need to get the." I don't have a hookup. I paid for that crap myself. I beta test for people here and there.
Be careful of those giveaways because you're going to get a whole bunch of fuckers coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, I don't. I'm not asking. Hey, when I did this, I specifically said you even click on it. There's no way you can check out my channel, but you do not have to subscribe. I don't care about all that subscription shit. I'm just giving away stuff that I have sitting around that I don't need anymore.
People DMing you like crazy.
Oh yeah, I already had that.
The other thing you can do if you really want to is you can. I've seen people where they'll say, well, you have to have been subscribed already because you can look and see how long somebody's subscribed. So some people will only do it if you've been subscribed for like so many weeks or so long at the time. Because they don't want people subscribing.
All you got to do is click on this link
and then leaving.
Yeah, all you got to do is look at my Twitter and look at my YouTube. All you have to look at it. You don't even have to subscribe, and that's it.
And Tuna said, the only way you're going to be able to qualify for my giveaway is if you send me a King Sober dick pic.
Yes,
true. Then I will put you in the drawing.
And Delvon shirt, and a Delvon shirt.
And a Delvon shirt. Hey, actually, look, real talk, yo. Everybody who's watching the stream right now, I am planning on giving away a Pixel this year for one of my giveaways. I'm gonna do 2 phones this year.
I need to buy your merch, dude. I need to get a new shirt. I don't
have the Pixel 9 you have already. That's cool.
I was thinking about the 9 or the 10 maybe for the giveaway. I was waiting. I don't know if y'all ready for that fire right now, but yeah, I'm gonna do it though. Basically for my actual subscribers, the ones that actually pay, because I watch not Trench Stream. I watch I forgot his stream. I can't think of his name right now. But anyways, I watched this stream. Technically T. Thank you, Mike. You already knew.
Yeah.
And I seen how he was doing his giveaway, and I seen how people were trying to subscribe to him just because they wanted to be part of that giveaway. And I think I want genuine people that's on my channel that watch me every day to be the ones that benefit from this giveaway. So, I hate to throw a price up there though, but I did set it at the lowest I possibly can, which was 99 cents to subscribe to my channel. And then I would make my video when I do the giveaway, and I would make sure that it's subscribers only can see it. So anybody who just coming through my channel won't even see it unless you're actually subscribed. So those ones will be able to be the ones that enter, and they will be able to enter the giveaway. So it'll if I got 6 people, it's gonna be between 6 people. You know what I'm saying? So
there's a little bit of advice. A a little bit of advice: don't do what Roddy did. Right? He did an OnlyFans giveaway. And I'll just tell you, it was the worst. It was the worst thing I ever won.
I'll be honest. My giveaway has not produced maybe 4 new subscribers, but I'm tiny, so that's probably why. I probably have.
Give it time, buddy. Being on this podcast makes you start.
Yeah.
The ball starts rolling.
I'll be honest. I don't give a crap who wins this. I just want to get rid. I want to get rid of this stuff and move on.
What the heck?
Yeah, I feel you.
Not me.
Not king off of
My
ours. Stuff
God,
and it doesn't do anything. Only.
I'm not gonna lie. Wow. I absolutely love the automatically generated memes. They're hilarious to me.
We need to talk to Opus about their AI. I'm blowing this up on Twitter. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No way.
There you go.
So you wanna
cases? Those are cases.
Those are S23 Plus cases, right?
I don't have it.
I see you down there.
If you're willing to give away an OG low case,
yes, sir.
Actually, Sam, I have a leather one.
Yeah, I won a case from Shane Craig. I actually won a no rev for my Duo 2.
Oh, that's nice. He's big on the Duos too.
And that's what I got.
Like customize it. It's like customized, and then I broke my Duo 2, so now it's sitting in the drawer. And eventually one day I'll get a Duo 2. That case was fly, dude. I love that shit. It was great.
Yeah. No rev does. They do good stuff. Nice case.
Oh, there's that stuff.
All right. Well, listen.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. On that note, we are going to wrap for this evening, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, Sam, Tuna, Mike, Delvon. You guys are legends. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. And for everybody at home, we are live every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. On YouTube. You can catch all these guys on Twitter, on their respective YouTube channels. And make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. We will send you out a king dick pic or whatever you like if you do.
We aren't sending you shit.
Yeah, well, I'm not sending
you a dick.
King will be sending it out, not me. But yeah, on that note, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.